Grabbers. Grabbers is an Irish dark comedy that is more on the comedy side than dark. In short, it's about aliens crash landing near an island in Ireland. Fortunately for the aliens, they land in water, which is essential for their survival. Unfortunately for them, alcohol is their main weakness, and they're surrounded by a bunch of Irish drunks.
Nice to meet you.
Are you from Killarney?
I enjoyed this movie. Good funny moments, good characters, and nothing else would make my opinion biased. I can't believe anyone would think anything other than that would alter my opinion in any way whatsoever about this movie. So I'm going to break down this movie with spoilers because it's more fun that way. The movie starts off with some fishermen fishing late at night. They see a large object crash into the ocean. Within moments, the entire crew gets picked off by a large tentacled creature. The next morning, we meet Gieran O'Shea, who is a cop and a serious drunk. O'Shea is picking up his new temporary partner, Lisa Nolan, who had just arrived to Aran Island on a ferry. The reason she is here is because O'Shea's partner is going to be gone for 2 weeks, and since O'Shea is a drunk, he's definitely going to need some help. The two get called to the beach where they meet Dr. Adam Smith, a marine ecologist on Aran Island, but in England, he's a werewolf who rooms with a vampire and a ghost.
You smell like a polo. Have you got a hole?
So Smith is studying some small beached whales, but what's interesting is that they didn't beach themselves. They died at sea and then washed up on the shore. O'Shea calls upon a favor with some construction workers to get the whales moved out, and right before the job's done, one of the guys gets mysteriously pulled into the ocean, while no one was looking, of course. And later that night, a few more people get taken. Meanwhile, O'Shea is, well, being O'Shea. So Paddy Barrett, a lobster fisherman, is talking about a sea monster that he caught that next morning. Uh-oh. He goes and checks on it at his house, which leads us to our first good look at these monsters. They're basically headless squids with a chameleon-like tongue that they use to suck blood. It attacks Paddy, so he stomps the fucker to death and gives it to Smith to study it. The next morning, O'Shea and Nolan go to check it out at Smith's lab. At the lab, Paddy keeps naming it a grabber, which just pisses off the marine doctor. Smith is able to deduce that all the grabbers need to survive is blood and water. But a lot of shit has been happening on land, which of course leaves the cops puzzled, but of course Paddy, the Irish drunk, is able to figure it out with his Irish drunk wisdom. It was raining last night. Gotta love that Irish drunk wisdom. So the cops and Paddy head to a cave near the beach, and as luck would have it, they find a bunch of alien eggs and the male grabber the size of a small house. They are able to escape and call for backup, but because of the coming storm, all ferries are docked and they are on their own till morning. They head over to Smith's because they think the grabber they caught is the mother. Side note, how the fuck does something like this bang this? Anyway, since the cops don't have any guns and walk around like glorified meter maids, they decide to set the mother on fire, which leads to probably the funniest line in the movie.
No, be lights done in here! Get it wet. You really are Irish.
So the grabber attacks O'Shea and drinks his blood, which makes it pass out. They are able to deduce that O'Shea and Paddy survived their encounters with the grabbers because they were drunk at the time. So they come up with a plan. The plan is to get the whole town to the bar to get drunk and wait out the storm till morning. They are able to get everyone in town to the bar and are able to hold out with only a few casualties. But things get out of hand and they move everyone upstairs, and O'Shea and Nolan lure the male to the construction yard and blow it up. O'Shea and Nolan make out, lucky bastard, and the screen pans to the eggs that are still at the beach and the movie ends. So how was it? I actually really liked this one. It's obviously more funny than scary. I'll start off with the negatives. This movie suffers from the same problem as Attack the Block, as in, how the fuck did these things learn how to travel in space? We know that they had to have had come from a planet with a lot of water, and there's no planet in this solar system with water, so they traveled an insane distance on essentially a comet that crashed into the ocean. Also, the tone and music on some of the emotional moments doesn't really seem to line up with what everyone is saying, so it kind of feels off. Other than that, I like the movie. It's not as funny as Shaun of the Dead or Cabin in the Woods, but it definitely has some pretty funny moments. The pacing is pretty good, the characters are good, the concept is fun, but it could have had more funny drunk moments.
Gary thinks we should keep up with the crew because they know what we're doing, but they don't know that we know what they're doing. And basically, no one else has a better idea. So fuck it.
If you're looking for a violent comedy with alien monsters, Grabbers is pretty good. 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and stay spooky.